When was the last time you saw Jacarie?
I haven't seen my son in over 3 years.
My dad is a secretive type of person, so I have to find everything out on my own. He's been keeping Corey away from us.
On your 6.
Every time when I would call and ask him, can I see my son, he would tell me no, he's too bad. Is his house occupied?
What the happened to him?
It's crazy.
I never, ever, ever in my life expected this.
The penalty is death.
Get your family out of here.
Why me?
I will have my attorney call you.
So unbelievable.
It's been more than 3 years since 12-year-old Jacarie Robinson last saw his mother, Law&Crime Robinson. Jacarie's father, 45-year-old Romuan Moye, told relatives Jacarie has been behaving so badly that he hasn't been allowed to see anyone recently, not even his own mother. By October 10, 2023, Jacarie has spent several weeks confined to his father's house. But his 2 teenage sisters come and go as they please frequently. Police reports state that the girls have spent all of October with their mother so Moye could take care of something.
I talked to Jacarie about maybe about 5 weeks ago. I had got the girls again. I said, Jacarie, Romuan, where's Jacarie? He said, he right here. I said, Jacarie, man, you gotta be good so you can come over and have some fun with us. He said, okay, mama. That was it. That was the last conversation we had.
Jacarie's mother isn't the only family member who's been wondering where little Jacarie is. His older brother, 22-year-old Jay Moye, hasn't seen Jacarie for 52 days.
Well, how old are you?
21, 22.
And
I'm sorry, 22.
Okay, so that's about a 10-year difference there.
So I moved out at 18, and I really haven't been here that much since then. I've just been popping up to visit my dad here and there. I've been popping up here and there to visit, but I haven't really been here, really in some years. I haven't actually sat down and actually stayed here in some years.
2 days prior, on October 8th, Jay was supposed to pick up his sisters from Yolan's residence and take them back to stay with their father. Moye agreed that the girls could return home, but when it came time for Jay to drop them off, Moye sent a text saying he was suddenly unavailable. Jay could feel something wasn't right. His dad had been acting strange for months, dodging his visits, denying family members' requests to see Jacarie, and offering conflicting stories about what he was up to. The back and forth about the girls wasn't the first bizarre switch-up from Moye.
Every time I pull up, my dad would come outside to me, because he been saying he been trying to move real bad. I was supposed to help him move and this and that, but then he got sick, so he put that on hold and saying that he don't have too much longer to live. And it just, everything just wasn't adding up. Everything just wasn't adding up. It just wasn't adding up.
A few months back, Moye told his son that the cancer he'd battled years ago had returned. That only made Jay anxious to see his dad more often. The last time he saw his father was just 4 or 5 days ago, when Jay noticed his dad's behavior was becoming stranger. He wouldn't let Jay inside the home, and he was taking several deep breaths. To Jay, something seemed off. The last time Jay had seen his younger brother, Jacarie, was August 19th, Jacarie's 12th birthday. Up to this point, Jay had been patient with his father, but now, on October 10th, 2023, he's ready to act. Because as it turns out, no one has seen Jacarie as of late. Not family, not friends. Neighbors haven't even seen him outside the home.
How long ago did you start getting concerned for him?
I've been concerned for the last month, but it really got serious within the last week.
Yeah.
Because I was distant, my dad been dodging. Every time I come over here, every time I come over here to drop the kids off or something to him, he'll say he's not here. But I'm like, how you not here if you just told them? So, I came here because he been texting me today saying he only got a couple days left to live. So I'm like, okay. He said he don't want us to see him like that, so he been staying away from us. So I'm like, Dad, I need to see you. If you only got a couple days left to live, I need to see you.
Hello. You live here?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, yeah, so our captain wanted us to talk to neighbors to see if you guys seen any activity at that residence, anybody going in and out within the past week.
No, it's always that one family with the dad and then the girls. That's it.
Okay. Did you see them outside, like, in the week, this past week at
Yeah,
all?
they're always outside. They come out.
How about the little brother?
Actually, I didn't know they even had a little brother. I always thought it was all girls. I don't pay them attention. They little. My kids all adults.
Oh, okay.
So I see them, but I wave at the dad. That's about it.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Hello. Hi. So our captain wanted us to talk to neighbors to see if you guys seen any activity going on at that house in the past week. Any like kids playing outside? Like our main person that we're asking for is a little boy, like an 11-year-old little boy.
11-year-old, I haven't seen him in a while.
Okay.
Jay and his girlfriend drive to Moye's home to check on him and Jacarie and hopefully get some answers. But Moye isn't picking up the phone or opening the door. So Jay walks inside.
Can I ask you something, though?
Yeah.
When you walked in there, was there anything that kind of looked out of place? Anything out of the norm?
The house itself.
Just in what words?
Like, as if like no one lived there. I was lost for words when I went in that house, bro. When I went in there and I seen that house,
50 affirmative, keep eyes on the house, people again.
I don't know, bro.
The first thing Jay notices when he crosses the threshold is the overwhelming odor. Then he begins walking through the home, and it appears uninhabitable. The rooms and closets are filled with trash. The shower and toilets don't appear to be working. All the food in the kitchen has turned black and blue. And the smell of rancid food and something rotten permeates the home. That's when he sees something and finally recognizes the foul stench. Lies, deceit, decay. Jay immediately calls 911, and officers arrive on scene in minutes.
I'm on your 6.
It's clear. Is this house occupied?
It's apparently he was just staying here.
Where's the DOE?
Right here.
Oh.
Bro. Dude. Doesn't even look like.
The state of 12-year-old Jacarie Robinson's remains is shocking. His face, barely recognizable.
It kind of looks like someone wrapped him up like that, put a blanket over him.
Yeah.
His body appears emaciated, like he hasn't eaten for weeks. The thermostat is set at 64 degrees, chilly, but not nearly cold enough to stop the decomposition. Detectives determine that Jacarie is alone in the home, though it's clear someone left him there.
A lot of it's the rooms that me and checked, there were females, like little girl clothes.
So it's probably mom or some sort of family member.
Where's family at?
No working toilet. No working shower. That's crazy.
Clothing and shoes belonging to Jacarie's sisters are strewn about the home, but there is no sign of them or their father inside.
I mean, if there's two other, bunk beds where the other kids are.
Right. Wonder if this is just a nasty case of neglect.
Probably.
So the kid's supposed to be, 11, they said?
Yeah.
Two daddy.
Really, though.
One
His
of the
sister?
girls?
Officers make their way back outside the residence to get the rest of Jay's story and to try to learn what might have happened to the little boy inside. Did you know that your personal data is being harvested and sold online by data brokers? Anyone can buy your personal details. When this happens, you're at risk for a whole host of things like identity theft, becoming the target of phishing scams, potential stalking, and honestly, a ton more. And that's why I'm so happy to tell you about our sponsor, Delete Me. Delete Me helps keep your personal info private. I use Delete Me, and honestly, it's crazy what I found. They found 1,047 data brokers with my personal information and very quickly removed my data from 215 total listings. Doing that myself would have taken me a full 8-hour workday. And they're going to keep monitoring the sites for you to make sure your info doesn't end up back on there after the first removal. Using Delete Me has given me peace of mind about my family too, because if someone buys your data via a data broker, they can see info about your relatives too. So right now, you can get 20% off Delete Me and protect your personal data. Go to joindeleteme.com/investigates and use the promo code investigates at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/investigates, promo code investigates.
You're the one that found your brother, right? Was the door unlocked or was it locked? It was unlocked? Okay. Is he supposed to have a cell phone with him?
Jacarie?
Yeah.
He have a cell phone, but I don't even think that is on.
Okay.
I don't even think that is on, bro.
In your opinion, because obviously we don't know you, you have more insight on this. Do you think your dad was just, I mean, what was the relationship between him and Jacarie?
Honestly, bro, he's been telling me that the last couple of months that Jacarie has been like real bad, and that he's been keeping Corey away from us. And I've been wondering like why he can never come with us. Every time we go somewhere, it's always the girls. He always let the two girls come, but he never let Jacarie come. My mom even noticed that. She even asked me like, why Jacarie never can come to nothing? He always got to stay here. Why is that? So then, I never, ever, ever in my life expected this.
Though Jay didn't expect his father could be capable of homicide, he knows his father is a harsh punisher. Jacarie's sisters also tell officers that Moye often used food as a punishment. Moye allegedly prohibited Jacarie from eating. If Jacarie was caught sneaking into the kitchen at night, he knew he risked being beaten. His sisters also tell detectives their mother, Yolande, knew something was wrong, and she had allegedly made threats to do something about it.
I got victim's mom over here and brother and sisters right here. That's the victim's family. It sounds like it was like 5-6 days ago before I think it was the last time they heard from this guy.
I'm sorry, okay? So you're mom of Jacarie? When was the last time you saw Jacarie?
I haven't seen my son in over 3 years.
Okay.
Every time when I would call Romuan and ask him, can I see my son, he would tell me no, he's too bad. I said, Romuan, a kid is never that bad where they can't see their mom. That's his bull. I texted Romuan early today. I was at work. I texted him over and over. I said, Romuan, when can I come and see, can Jacarie come over? I got the girls. Can I get Jacarie? He said, Jacarie will be with you very soon. He said, I'm too weak right now to bring him to you, but I will make sure that he gets to you today. I said, okay, fine. Then I had mentioned my son. I said, well, Vaz can come and get him and bring him over to me. Then I get a call, just getting off from work. I got a call. My daughter said, Mama, I knew it. Found him dead.
Detectives are able to obtain text messages between Moye and his daughters that reveal Yolande was so worried about Jacarie she was ready to involve law enforcement. Moye was doing his best to isolate Jacarie, but when he was around family, they noticed he was disturbingly thin. At the time of his death, 12-year-old Jacarie weighed only 54 pounds.
That's another thing. He's gotten super skinny over time. Like the times I didn't see him, like for his birthday, I seen him August 19th. He was super skinny. Like, I try not to really say nothing about it, but I'm like, damn, like, is he eating? Like, did he starve to death? What the happened to him?
So you saw him August 19th?
Yes, that was like really the last really good time I saw him, because he asked me, can I stay with him? I gave him some toys. And I was about to leave, and my little brother said, can you stay with me for a little bit? And as soon as he said that, it hit me. I'm like, damn, bro. I sat and played with him with his toys for a little bit on the porch. About a good 30 minutes, and I left. Like, he never really had a big brother figure, man. That's the thing, and I tried to tell my dad, like, let him come over, Dad. Let him play the game with me. Let him come by my house. He can chill with me. This and that, Dad. It's I don't understand it, bro. I'm lost. I'm lost.
I don't understand either.
I'm lost, bro.
Even seeing Jacarie's gaunt figure, or later his decomposing body, aren't enough to make it all feel real to his loved ones, and maybe it won't, until the monster responsible for this is behind bars. But for that to happen, investigators first need to track him down.
When you texted Roman, did he ever respond to you?
Yes, he did. Yes, he
He
did.
responded to you today?
Yes, he did several times.
Okay, and what did he say to you?
I'm going to read them to you right now.
Okay.
Here it is right here. This is what he said. He said, I don't have enough, he pretty much saying he don't have no energy to bring Jacarie to me. And I just kept texting. And then I said, because he had told me, I know he got, and I said, you're going to be okay. You're going to, prayer works and all this other stuff. He said, I'm not feeling good. He said, but I will, pretty much bring Jacarie. He said, yes, I have Jacarie. Yes, I have, pretty much, I got Jacarie here. Jacarie's fine. But then this.
Do you know if Roman drives at
No,
all?
he doesn't.
He doesn't?
He does not drive. Everything is on foot.
Despite claiming he's been too sick and weak to travel, Romuan Moye fled the crime scene, and apparently he walked off. He should be easy enough to find, especially with Jacarie's family and the community backing the search for the suspected child killer.
Roman would go? Does he have any...
He would probably run to his mama's house. I can't think of nowhere else. Where would he go?
Do you know the address on 22nd?
I'm not even sure. I know she changed her phone number. I wonder why did she change her phone number all of a sudden?
When did she change her phone number?
I guess not too long ago she changed her number.
Okay.
Now detectives have somewhere to start in their search for Moye.
Matter if we step in for a second?
So it doesn't close all the way.
But to their surprise, it appears that Moye never went to his mother's house seeking refuge. Actually, police discovered that couldn't be further from the truth. Text messages between Moye and his mother show she isn't harboring her son. She's trying to convince him to come forward. While police continue to look for evidence as to where Moye might be hiding out, his family is left to speculate what horrors happened inside the home.
My dad is a secretive type of person. He don't tell me too much or nothing, so I have to find everything out on my own. Just like today, I wouldn't have never, if I wouldn't have never went in that house, my little brother would have been sitting in that house for I don't know how long, bro.
The advanced state of decomposition tells investigators that Jacarie was likely lying deceased in the home for at least a week.
Like I said, ain't no kid that bad where you got to take his life. I'm sorry.
I got kids, and I can't even imagine hurting my kid, no matter how.
I'm telling you.
I couldn't. At the end of the day, no matter how stressful they may be,
I'm telling you.
they are your pride and joy.
That's right. And it's so funny because he sent me a text. He said, I need you to watch the kids. He said, because I need to go to the hospital. And I said, really? So I'm thinking, did he hit Jacarie too hard with something and Jacarie just bled out or something? And he lay down and just probably died or something? I don't know. I'm just thinking about, I don't know.
I know.
I'm just all over the place.
It's all the what happened, where did it go wrong kind of scenarios right now.
What he could have possibly did to take your son's damn life. I understand you going through, you just lost your girlfriend. I understand that. Damn, your son, come over, Mom. You better than that, man. You better than that.
Did he tell you where he was at when you talked to him?
No. He just said I told him I was gonna come and get Jacarie when I got off from work. Yeah. And he said, no, I'm going to bring Jacarie. He said, Jacarie will be with you very soon. That's what he said. Jacarie's coming to you very soon.
Right. And how many kids does he have? I'm sorry.
He got 6 by me.
6 by you? Okay.
6 by me.
And did you guys just is this a new girlfriend or it's been a couple years that
he's been with but she's passed through now.
Okay.
So I'm thinking, he couldn't cope with that, with her dying, because I guess they were supposed to be getting married like the next day and she passed. So I don't know if he just couldn't cope off with her death and just took it out on Jacarie. I don't know.
The medical examiner arrives on scene as officers are speaking with Jacarie's mother, Yolande. Soon, the family can finally learn the truth about what happened to Jacarie.
He's on scene.
I don't want to be out here.
Let boss know.
Y'all not gonna bring him out here when we out here, are you?
No, they examine him inside. And then
I don't want to see that.
So this is what it is. So detectives will do their investigation. Medical examiner will come and do their investigation and deem what the cause would be. Okay.
They're gonna tell us that tonight.
You will get some information tonight. The ME will talk to you, and so will the detectives. Okay. So just we're on standby to standby. Let them do their thing.
The medical examiner determines Jacarie suffered several fractured ribs and a fracture in each arm. The autopsy later showed the bones were already healing at the time Jacarie died, leading investigators to believe he had suffered severe neglect and physical abuse for quite some time before his untimely death. Now, all that's left to do is to find one of Wisconsin's most wanted, Romuan Moye. But it would take U.S. Marshals and Milwaukee police 4 months to finally bring him into custody. It's a tip that finally leads detectives to him. In February 2024, Romuan Moye is charged with first-degree reckless homicide and chronic neglect of a child. In court, Moye admits that Jacarie died on October 3, 2023, and his body lay decomposing on the living room floor for 1 week by the time Jay Moye discovered him. On September 1, 2024, Moye pleads guilty and a judge sentences Moye to 47.5 years in prison, followed by 20 years of supervised release. Moye is currently serving his sentence at the Green Bay Correctional Institution. If released, he will be 94.5 years old.